explanation and interpretation of Dasakam number 11 of the Narayaneeyam. It speaks about the events leading to the Varaha Avataram, the birth of Hiranyakasipu and Hiranyaksha. Okay, the sequence of events that happened after the birth of the four sages, that is the Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara. They had refrained from the activity of creation and then they tried to visit the Vaikuntha Loka. They pronounced a curse to the gatekeepers of that region and thus they were born as asuras. In the Satya Yuga, they were born as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakasipu. In the Treta Yuga, they were born as Ravana and Kumbhakarna. In the Dwapara Yuga, they were born as Shishupala and Dantabhaktra. One day, Sanaka and the others, the eldest of the offsprings of Brahma, the mind-born children of Brahma, happened to go to Vaikuntha Loka to have a darshan of their favorite Mahavishnu. The Sanakas had considered worship of the Mahavishnu as the only recourse and they had rejected their father Brahma's command in the matter of creation. In shloka number 1, the use of the word Maruta Mandiresha addresses the Mahavishnu or the Lord residing in Vaikuntha Loka and the Lord residing in Guruvayur. Guruvayur is also known as the Bhuloka Vaikuntham. They both are one and the same, and it would suffice to go to Guruvayur and have a darshan of the Lord at Guruvayur, the presiding deity of that great temple. One need not take the trouble to go all the way to Vaikuntham to see Vaikuntham. You go to Guruvayur, it means you have already gone to Vaikuntham. The Sanakas, the great sages, had crossed the 6 ramparts or the 6 structures like moats or walls, and they reached the Vaikuntha Loka, which is beyond comparison on account of its having very, very captivating groves like the Naishreyasa. Naishreyasa Manogya Kananadhyaihi is what is described there. It is said that there are such 6 great enclosures in the Vaikuntha Loka, each one within the other. At the entrance to these enclosures are gopurams or gates, and the steps leading to these doors are guarded by guards. The Lord's abode, the Mahavishnu's home, is inside the 6th entrance. The great Sanakas had crossed all the 6 enclosures without any hindrance. Then they reached the doors of the abode, which was incomparably beautiful. It had captivating gardens, many lakes, and glittering mansions. If they crossed that also, they would be able to reach the home of the Lord and have his darshan. The Sanakas were very eager at this stage to see the Lord. At this point, the Sanakas encountered the 2 gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya. Jaya and Vijaya had attained Sarupyam, that is, with the identity and the form of the Lord. They were a little proud of their status because they were very close to the Lord and they were present in the Lord's abode at all time. They considered themselves superior to others. So when Sanaka and the others came to the Lord's home, they had assumed the form of 5-year-old children. They were naked, and when the Sanakas were attempting to cross the door leading to the Lord's home without any hesitation, Jaya and Vijaya intercepted them with a stick and in the most impertinent manner. Thereupon, the Sanakas became very angry. Here the point to note is that it is very common that though a person may have mastered his senses completely, eliminating lust, anger and other such evil qualities, he may lose his temper suddenly without his own knowledge if his opponent blocks his path, causing frustration. He then becomes very impulsive. It is indeed surprising to think how it occurred to Jaya and Vijaya, who were all the time in the presence of the Divine Lord, to intercept Sanakas without realizing their greatness. But all this had to happen because it was willed by the Lord. The reason for this is that the Lord wanted to destroy the arrogance in Jaya and Vijaya and purify them. He had to also assume the incarnation of the Varaha and the Narasimha Avatara, the man lion. The angry Sanakas told the gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya, your behavior is very unbecoming in Vaikuntham, which is supposed to be full of Sattva Guna and devoid of any trace of Rajas and Tamas. May you too be born as Asuras because of your wicked nature in offending good people. This is what befits you. The Sanakas then cursed the two, Jaya and Vijaya, who had taken refuge in the Lord. Jaya and Vijaya now understood the situation they were in, and they said, we have made a mistake by taking you for mere children. You are great Bhagavatas, that is the Sanaka brothers. It is not proper on our part to have intercepted you. Your curse will never go in vain. Even if it results in various sufferings to us, we can overcome them by remembering the Lord. So please, we beg of you to bless us with the remembrance of the Lord, which alone can destroy our sufferings. Jaya and Vijaya then fell at the feet of the Sanakas and the sages and requested them to bless them with the remembrance of the Lord even after falling into an Asura womb. The Mahavishnu always graces his devotees with glances from his beautiful lotus-like eyes which are brimming with compassion. At this point, the Lord was resting in his home with the goddess Lakshmi, and he had come to know that his own servants had offended the good-natured Sanaka brothers by their behavior. He came out of his home along with goddess Lakshmi, mounted on the Garuda, with his beautiful creeper-like arm resting on the Garuda's shoulder. The very sight of this wondrous and charming form, accompanied by goddess Lakshmi, approaching them, was enough and more sufficient to pacify the furious sages, and they became blissful with ecstasy. The Sanakas and the other sages were overcome with joy at the darshan of the Lord. They fell at his feet and they said, we have always been remembering you. We have attained the good fortune of seeing you with our physical eyes. They also said, we are at a loss for words to describe our joy on seeing you before us. We are also sorry that overcome by the momentary anger, we cursed your gods, for which we are willing to undergo any form of punishment in any hell. But may we be blessed with the good fortune of meditating on you, singing your praises wherever we are sent. Hearing this, the Mahavishnu says, Jaya and Vijaya have offended you without caring even for me. So it was only proper that you have cursed them. The misdeeds done by the servants actually mars the reputation of their masters. Brahmanas are my family deities. I carry the dust of their feet on my head. Now let the Jaya and Vijaya take 3 births as Asuras, become my sworn enemies. They will meet their end at my hands, and after that short span of time, they will merge in me. May you bless me thus, is what the Mahavishnu asked the Sanakas. Then Mahavishnu looked towards his guards, Jaya and Vijaya, who had no other refuge than the Lord, and they were immersed in misery at that time. But the Lord did tell them with compassion and mercy, the yoga of confrontation is far superior to that of devotion. May you be blessed as Asuras in 3 births as Hiranyakasipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Shishupala and Dantavaktra. Meditate on me through the discipline of confrontation. At the end of the 3rd birth, you will come back to me and attain bliss. So now, according to the command of the Lord, they were born to Kashyapa and Diti as 2 demon warriors, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakasipu. One of the wives of Kashyapa Prajapati, by name Diti, the mother of the clan of Asuras, became a little jealous because of her co-wife Aditi. Now Diti met Kashyapa at dusk when he was engaged in the performance of rituals at the sacrificial fireplace. She now requested Kashyapa Prajapati to beget an issue by her. She was told by him, the Kashyapa Prajapati, to let the horrible hour of dusk pass, to be calm and patient in the meantime, but she did not listen to him. It was at this time that Jaya and Vijaya, who were cursed by the Sanaka brothers, they entered the Diti's womb. On account of being procreated at dusk, they were endowed with extremely cruel nature. Born as twin brothers, they began to cause untold misery to the whole world. They looked as though they were two gods of destruction. Of these two, the elder was known as Hiranyakasipu and the younger was Hiranyaksha. They were of asuric origin. They possessed innate demonic natures. They were so ignorant of knowledge of the Lord. They tormented all the worlds. They had developed a natural enmity towards the Lord. Now Hiranyaksha, the foremost amongst all the demons, desirous of a battle, did not find a foe worthy to fight with. And though he wandered the whole world and heaven, in anger he immersed the goddess Earth, who's the beloved of the Lord, in water, and went about brandishing a mace in his hand, gade in his hand, and roaring proudly like a lion. Hiranyaksha, with increasing arrogance, wandered all over the world in search of a worthy enemy to fight with after immersing the goddess Earth in the waters. He couldn't find any. He considered himself the hero of the world and entered the ocean. Through that path, he reached Vibhavari, that is the capital of Varuna, and challenged Varuna for a battle. Varuna suppressed his anger and told Hiranyaksha, I am now spending my time peacefully without indulging in any war and activities connected with it. There is only one match for you, and that is the Mahavishnu, the Supreme Being. Your arrogance will be destroyed on meeting him. Hearing this, the demons started wandering in search of the Lord. Here begins our prayer to the Mahavishnu, where we say, due to your intense love with your devotees, your presence is always there in the shrine of Guruvayur. Then, I hope to be blessed with the darshan of the divine form someday or the other. Even if such a good fortune does not dawn on me for some reason, may you be pleased at least to destroy my ailments, and thus you will be revealing your fondness to this true devotee of yours. Narayaneeyam, Dasakam number 11. Hiranyakshasya Hiranyakashipoho cha utpattihi. क्रमेण सर्गे परिवर्धमाने कदापि दिव्यासनकादयस्ते भवद्विलोकाय विकुण्ठलोकं प्रपेदिरे मारुतमन्दिरेश मनोज्ञ नैश्रेयसकाननाद्यैः अनेकवापि मणिमन्दिरैश्च अनोपमं तं भवतो निकेतं मुनीश्वरा प्रापुरतीतकक्ष्याः भवद्दिदृक्षून् भवनं विवीक्षून् ध्वास्तौ जयस्थान् विजयो अप्यरुन्दाम् तेषां च चित्ते पदमापकोपः सर्वं भवत्प्रेरणयैव भूमन् वैकुण्ठलोकानुचित प्रचेष्टौ कष्टौ युवां दैत्यगतिं भजेतम् इति प्रशप्तौ भवदाश्रयौ तौ हरे स्मृतेर्नो अस्त्विति नेमतुस्तान् तदेतद् आज्ञाय भवान् अवाप्तः सहैव लक्ष्म्या बहिरम्बुजाक्ष खगेश्वरा अंसार्पित चारुबाहुः आनन्दयन्स्तान् अभिराममूर्त्या प्रसाद्य गीर्भिस्तुवतो मुनीन्द्रान् अनन्यनाथावथ पार्षदौ तौ संरम्भयोगेन भवैस्त्रिभिर्माम् उपेत्तम् इत्यात्तकृपं न्यगादीः त्वदीयभृत्यावत काश्यपात्तौ सुरारिवीरा उदितौ द्वौ सन्ध्यासमुत्पादनकष्टचेष्टौ यमौ च लोकस्य यमान् विवान्यौ हिरण्यपूर्वः कशिपुः किलैकः परो हिरण्याक्ष इति प्रतीतः उभौ भवन्नाथम् अशेषलोकं रुषान्यरुन्धां निजवासनान्धौ तयोर्हिरण्याक्ष महासुरेन्द्रो रणाय धावन् अनवाप्तवैरी भवत्प्रियां क्ष्मां सलिले निमज्य चचार गर्वात् विनदन् गदावान् ततो जलेशात् सदृशं भवन्तं निशम्य बभ्राम गवेषयन्स्त्वां भक्तैकदृश्यैः सकृपानिधे त्वं निरुन्धि रोगान् मरुदालयेश नारायण किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते।